this is Becky. Welcome back to my channel. I'm going to be reading day 14 of our Wandering in the Wilderness series. We have Hope and Judgment. Read Numbers 15, 1 through 41. Remember to obey all my commands. Numbers 15, 40. Anticipating the end of the Civil War, President Abraham Lincoln faced a monumental decision on how they would treat the defeated Confederate States. His proclamation of amnesty and Reconstruction offered pardons to most Southerners who would take a loyalty oath. He knew that discipline without hope for restoration would breed more bitterness and division. Numbers 15 presents a picture of God's desire for restoration. Just after declaring that an entire generation would die in the wilderness for their unbelief, God gives detailed instructions for worship and offerings. After you enter the land I am giving you. This seems almost contradictory until we understand God's heart. While judgment was necessary, God wanted Israel to know that his promises had not changed. The very generation that would be excluded were to teach their children about the land they would inherit. God provided specific instructions for different occasions, not as distant possibilities, but as certain realities. The chapter addresses both intentional and unintentional sins, showing God's provision for restoration. For unintentional sins, there were offerings that brought forgiveness, but for defiant sins, the consequences were severe, as illustrated by the man who gathered sticks on the Sabbath and was stoned. The chapter concludes with God's command to wear tassels as reminders. We will have these tassels to look at, and so you will remember all the commands of the Lord. Then comes the beautiful purpose statement. Then you will remember to obey all my commands and will be consecrated to your God. So go deeper. Do you trust that God's discipline in your life does not cancel his promises for your future? What are some practical ways that you can remind yourself to stay faithful to God's commands? Pray with me. Holy Father, how often we fail you and disobey your laws. Today, we confess our sins and ask for your forgiveness. Impress your word upon our hearts to keep us faithful.